Hey guys, tonight we're going to don our coziest socks and gently unravel the captivating world of Egypt's pharaohs together. Imagine you're lounging on your comfiest couch, a soft blanket tucked just right, as you sip on chamomile tea that's now lukewarm, because honestly, who drinks it when it's piping hot? You probably won't survive this dive into the strange, sometimes disturbing life of pharaohs, yet maybe that's too dramatic. Let's say you'll make it, but you'll be joyfully bewildered. Before you get too comfy, feel free to tap like or subscribe, but only if you're genuinely enjoying the calm around here. Tell me where you're listening from and what time it is over there. I love seeing how far this sleepy little journey reaches. Now, go ahead and lower the lights. Maybe let a fan hum in the background. And let's drift gently into tonight's story together. You wake up on the cool sands of Egypt, as if you've snoozed through your series of 5 alarms and somehow ended up here. The air is warm, almost like a hug from the hottest August in the modern calendar. And before you even get up, you notice something marvelous: the pyramids. These towering triangles seem to loom with a silent presence that murmurs history. Each stone block intricately fits like a puzzle piece, as perfect as bread in a toaster. You might start wondering how on earth these were built, imagining armies of workers hauling stones like ancient crossfitters, and that's a fair question. Historians still argue whether it was sheer manpower, cleverly designed ramps, or even alien assistance that helped build these colossal structures. Honestly, aliens would be far more meme-worthy. As you wander closer, you might stumble upon the signs of life from thousands of years ago. An odd scarab beetle nonchalantly crosses your path, as if it has a really important meeting to attend. Maybe to plan the demise of lunch leftovers? Who's to say? The era of the pharaohs wasn't just about solemn statues and solemn faces. There is a quirky detail that gets missed in their somber representations. These rulers were obsessed with a little thing called Mot. It's like them giving the universe a delicate nudge, saying, just chill, because Mot was all about balance and cosmic order. You can almost picture a pharaoh setting boundaries with the universe, like they're curating their social media friends list, only way more serious. Crawling back into time, imagine you're draped in luxurious linen, way softer than your worn-out hoodie. You're practically pharaoh status now, though minus the pressures of state affairs, like having a deadline for a major conquest. The odd tradition kicks in. Pharaohs weren't just rulers. They were considered gods. It's like promoting your favorite influencer to full deity status based on sheer charisma. Evolving from semi-godly to eternal, pharaohs were sent on extravagant journeys after life, heavily much like a never-ending VIP pass to a festival, or a celestial TikTok trending list, if you will. Oh, and speaking of moving on from life, they took preserving themselves very seriously. Mummification was no casual spa day at the oasis. It involved the radical procedure of extracting your internal organs, which were then stored in canopic jars. Imagine using extra-large mason jars, but for organs, not oats. You'd be Egyptian promoted to a dry and linen-wrapped crypt keeper, eternally preserved, with the hope that your physique, or lack of it, would join you in the afterlife. As this winding tale gets cozy, consider this. What happens if you're a pharaoh with insomnia? Do you recline under the stars pondering the weight of immortality? Or perhaps orchestrate a midnight symphony with your meowsical royal cats? You'd be curled up with linen blankets tighter than an app refresh loop, dreaming of day-long processions in your honor. But here's the quirky bit. While a modern ruler might leave behind cryptic tweets, these pharaohs left behind entire temples and monuments more durable than the latest Verizon plan. We're talking Herculean statues carved to perfect likeness, or, as I like to think, their ancient equivalent of setting up an everlasting profile picture. Hey, meanwhile, crocodiles chilling near the Nile also have secrets up their sleeve, though no actual sleeves. They were revered too, possessing what might be ancient Nile influencer status. Some pharaohs even considered these reptilian buddies sacred, keeping them as pets or more formidable guardians. Imagine having a prehistoric watchdog, except it's a croc. I can't help wondering, did they play fetch? So now, as the glow of fairy light softly envelops your space, and that fan continues its soothing lullaby, ponder those pharaohs. They reigned with a particular flair of wisdom and whimsy under the baking Egyptian sun. Put on your best virtual royal headdress. Let your hand sink into imaginary Nile waters, and 20 tabs of curiosity pop open in your mind, all promising that this journey into the life of pharaohs is only getting started. You step deeper into the sands of ancient Egypt and feel that remarkable crunch underfoot. It's like sand had VIP access to every important moment back then. Imagine pharaohs navigating their daily lives, strolling through these golden grains, perhaps even secretly kicking at the sand when no one was watching. Today, it's reminiscent of scrolling endlessly through cat videos for a moment of solace, which brings us to the palace, a jaw-dropping blend of opulence and oddly practical architecture. You walk into a throne room where stone columns rise so high you feel you might need a parachute if you stood at the top. Historians still argue whether some of these rooms were used for strategic meetings or just an open-plan area for massive royal DJ nights, complete with ancient no-show socks for those dance battles. Inside, the life of a pharaoh wasn't all golden glory. One key fact that might catch you off guard is the societal expectations and pressures. These rulers had more stress on their shoulders than you'd find in a retail job on Black Friday. Pharaohs had to maintain harmony, lead civilization, and carry out daily rituals. These duties felt as insistent as a trending TikTok challenge. Yet failure came with more discouraging consequences than just receiving ghost likes. Now, pharaohs were adorned with the kind of bling that would make any modern jewelry at swoon. Adorned in gold, an armory of jewels, and eyeliner sharper than any scribe's pen, they not only dictated trends, but were walking benchmarks of power. All this to seriously underscore their divinity, though a few probably just loved a great outfit every now and then. Now imagine this. A common side note from Egyptian whisper circles about the pharaohs was their sleep plans. No Alexa, sleep podcasts, or melatonin gummies to guarantee a solid night's rest. But they took sleep seriously. Can't blame them. Any ruler needs to cocoon under linens and recalibrate to face another day of deity duties. Often sleeping beside sacred symbols or their favorite feline, their spaces even included subtle mood lighting, courtesy of carefully arranged torches, lending a campfire feel to their opulent rooms. As evening descends upon the palace, the Nile River whispers nearby, like it's dropping secrets of the universe, and you can almost hear the echo of those ripples. The ancient waters served as a simultaneous backdrop and plot driver in pharaoh life. Fishing, commerce, and actually dipping in for a majestic cleanse every now and then contributed to sacred stories. Turn the page, and crocodiles emerge like aquatic guardians, often living within temple complexes. You might chuckle picturing the aquatic reptiles aligning themselves like an ancient scrolling mishap, except there's no X button to close them out. While we drift in these watery reflections, historians still argue whether the Nile floods were divine forces or merely nature's hiccups. Pharaohs were tasked with controlling these floods, a bit like trying to wrap your head around why phone cameras work as mirrors. Thankfully, the harmony they maintained with such natural elements mirrored their divine status. Though, sometimes, I wonder if they prayed for cosmic sunglasses to handle it all. Evening stars begin to sprinkle over the ancient kingdom, and you feel the gentle breeze as if it's pushing you toward a further chapter. The gentle clinking of jewelry from servants preparing for the evening rituals can almost be heard. Every part of a pharaoh's day reflects an astonishing commitment to divine routine and status, much like our dedicated attempts to capture the perfectly timed sunset photo on social media. You rest with a sleepy silhouette against warm limestone walls, and curiosity tugs at you, enchanted by what secrets are yet to reveal themselves in the winding corridors ahead. Pharaohs may have existed millennia ago, but maybe, just maybe, they relate to your modern struggles of updating life's infinite to-do list, eternally striving to balance the cosmic scale between duty and a little dose of humor. As the sands cool under the glowing moonlight, the next chapter of this journey softly beckons. You find yourself immersed in the stillness of the Egyptian night, where even the gentle rustle of reeds along the Nile seems to hold a breathless anticipation. The atmosphere feels as though it's holding on to secrets tightly, refusing to let them slip away, at least until you have just the right people to whisper them to. It's almost like spotting that perfect meme to send to a friend when they really need a chuckle. As you meander through this mystical landscape, suddenly you're a witness to history's most exclusive slumber party. When it came to ancient Egyptian slumber, let's address the elegant elephant in the room: bed materials. Pharaohs slept on beds made from decadent materials like ebony and decorated with the finest linens. It's like having the premium subscription for sleep, where even counting sheep wear designer tags. You can easily imagine them adjusting their pillows for that elusive sweet spot, nodding off beneath snug canopies, and hoping not for dreams of peace and prosperity, but more likely daring escapes from Nubian princesses. Okay, so here's the wild part. Some ancients might have slipped tiny pillows beneath their heads that were nothing more than small stone cradles. Sleepstone was essentially the ancient predecessor to memory foam, just less yielding. It would make you wonder if waking up refreshed was as much a motivation then as setting up renewable alarms now. But let's be honest, who hasn't settled into a snooze zone with a less than ideal headrest and just settled into acceptance? And those sleepless nights? Pharaohs were often advised by their trusted advisors to partake in dream rituals or watch their nightly visions to forecast prosperity and counsel about their reign. A bit like manifesting only with higher stakes than whether you'll stumble upon extra fries at the bottom of your takeout bag. Oddly enough, any vague dreams might have been noted down by scribes and interpreted the way we might scroll through dubious online articles searching for hidden meanings in our sleep. As the night continues, the stars above the pyramids form a gleaming blanket, a constellation party that's eons ahead of any digital fireworks show. Historians still argue whether the Egyptians utilized these celestial sights as precise compasses or kept them on side as heavenly pen pals, guiding their journeys and suggesting destinations It's like a starry GPS, but with the perk of having the approval from the skies themselves. Speaking of navigation, with the morning, a typical day for a pharaoh would be filled with more rituals than a morning coffee on a Monday. You see images of priests and advisors buzzing around the palatial halls, like the ancient version of overzealous community event planners. They diligently carry out ceremony after ceremony to honor gods, keeping timelines more congested than a Monday inbox, ensuring every libation meets divine standards. It's a level of ritualistic devotion that would have put even the busiest yoga influencer retreats to blushing shame. Taking a pause from this front row seat to history, you can almost visualize sitting on a limestone block with a sleepy cat purring against your leg, while considered destinies and disruptions fade into the background. When you ponder the mysterious life distinguishing these leaders, there's something awe-inspiringly reassuring. There were lighter moments filled with laughter and surprises. Tales tell of royal children and their pets scampering through corridors, or watching dancing performers put on shows profound enough to distract even a pharaoh from themselves. Momentarily, at least. Now imagine the quiet before dawn, when everything is painted in hushed pinks and purples. Even the most serious of pharaoh faces weren't exempt from a good dose of amusement now and then. Rumors enjoyed by palace insiders whisper of the occasional royal pillow fight, albeit with linen and right before divine appointments. In a world ruled by strict adherence and stark duty, seeing one's pharaoh unexpectedly partake in such levity might have been a glimpse of humanity shining through the intricacies of immortal impression. As the text between then and now shuffles languidly through your mind, it feels as though you're enveloped by the same luxurious night wrapped around the ancients. Rest assures its presence in the desert's gentle hush, the chapters artfully converging as the eyelids teeter reluctantly between past and present. Past sunsets, candle flickers, and precious moments are woven as tightly as the linen wrappings of the once great kings and queens. And you wonder what dreams might unravel when next you drift into their realm. As you meander back from where your pharaoh journey began, you're warmed not just by the ancient steps retraced, but by the shared tranquility of tales both mystical and gently bizarre. Because we could all use a little bit of Egyptian magic every now and then, just like saving that perfect cat video for a rainy day. The sands whisper a last good night, tucking you in tighter than those ancient linens, and the next adventure promises to unfold as softly as a desert dawn. The soft glow of dawn begins to creep over the horizon, casting its sleepy golden hue over the lush expanse of the Nile. You can almost feel the warmth gently nudging those who dared to steal even a few more moments of sleep, much like the first signs of daylight that creep through the blinds on a Saturday morning when there's nowhere to rush. It's a serene ritual of ancient Egypt that repeats in time, almost like an ageless lullaby wanting to lull you back into dreams, but coaxing you into the coming day nonetheless. As you walk amidst the rising day, the tranquility of the dawn is punctuated by a simmering hum of life waking. Markets begin to unfurl. Fishermen make their silent way to the waters, and farmers, who are practically ancient Instagram influencers of their day, start tending to verdant fields alongside their families. Now, you'll notice these folks aren't merely tending the land. They're working on preserving Mat, the divine balance of the world, planting seeds, or sowing elaborate stories about another day's survival are ways of honoring this cosmic equilibrium. A bit like finding the perfect caption for your Instagram post. ensuring every word aligns perfectly to tell your story. Amidst this life and movement, the towering pyramids seem to yawn awake too. They stand vigil over the era with an undeniable majesty that is hard to rival, even when looked at through the lens of modern architectural wonders. From these megaliths, one might assume that the pharaohs watched their world, with each stone whispering tales that lifted up to the skies. Yet, here's the quirky twist. Historians puzzle over the nitty-gritty logistic beginnings of these structures. Was it aliens? Superhuman feats of engineering? Discussions still echo in seminar halls, much like echoes off the pyramids themselves, creating debates fit for the deepest of midnight texts. You turn away from pondering the extraterrestrial origins of these mighty giants to find the smell of bread wafting through the air. Freshly baked loaves, recognized as life staples, were exchanged in lively bartering markets. These markets brimmed not only with goods, but with life itself. You might chuckle, imagining patrons haggling intensely over prices like someone fiercely bidding on the last concert ticket online, only more tangible and with crop yields in exchange instead of just currency. Now, back to those who orchestrated the grand play of Egypt's history. The priesthood was an integral part of that ancient Egyptian life. They didn't merely orchestrate rituals, but held significant sway over daily life, often acting as confidants to the pharaoh. Think of them as your ancient, multilingual assistants, except they couldn't Google your inquiries, but did consult otherworldly deities for timeless solutions. They peered into the fates through ornate ceremonies, layered like cakes with intricate meanings and symbolism. Evenings in Egypt turned into exotic symposiums, with lounges that looked out over Tiberian starlight. There were storytellers and musicians reciting legends from hieroglyphs as ornate as the logos on our favorite apps today. The entire horizon painted itself not just in colors, but in waveforms of history, wrapping together the melody of pharaohs, courtiers, and commoners alike. Festival nights resounded with laughter and music echoing long into the moonlit tides, much like festival after-parties today, where the smallest moments spark the greatest joy. As the hours turned late, these ordinary yet extraordinary venues left impressions deep upon all who lingered, immersed in their mysterious gift to the future. Historians still debate what precise roles these ceremonial gatherings held in shaping expansive narratives for Egyptian dynasties. Were they as politically charged as the speeches of today, or merely reflections of simpler delights? The town settles into a hushed expectancy once more, lulled by the Nile's gentle caresses and echoes of evening voices that drift into whispers. You stifle a yawn, reassured by the simplicity and complexity of life that builds its tableau around you. Cats curl warmly into nests of fluff, mirrored reflections of lingering warmth that permeated these ancient lands. As you find your way back to stillness, it seems like time has gently slipped past, folding itself over the tactile relics and tales spun through countless starry nights. Wrapped in this cozy thought, your mind wanders, dreaming of another chapter in your own divine narrative, infused with echoes of civilizations that have shaped the world as intricately as the hyphenated moments of your day. As dream meets dawn once more, you find your breath as steadfast as the unending hum of Egypt's eternal sands. The sun rises fully now, casting a richer golden glow over the bustling heart of ancient Egypt. Picture this. The city stretches out before you, like an intricate tapestry woven with bustling marketplaces, echoing temples, and grand homes that scatter the horizon. It's a symphony of sights and sounds that heralds the pharaoh's world coming alive, much like how your neighborhood awakens when the first school bells ring. You amble through narrow streets, enveloped by the color and aroma wafting from vendor stalls piled high with spices and incense. These scents carry a whisper of mystery. Each pinch of spice connects you with far-off lands, just as your curated Spotify playlist sets your vibe where you are now. Legal walls are adorned with hieroglyphics, like Instagram's graffiti-inspired art today, depicting legends and daily tales with strokes mastered over centuries. A hierarchy of artisans and craftsmen ply their trades with meticulous skill. Jewelry makers spread their sparkling wares, while sculptors shape stone as if they've got nothing less than a deity to sculpt. You laugh quietly at the thought of putting your own limited DIY skills to shame. Creations were less about fleeting trends and more about weaving permanence into life's fabric, surpassing fashion, granting immortality of sorts to their handcrafted dreams. But here's something curiously quirky in the pharaoh's life. They had a fascination with animals, whether it was cats revered beyond comprehension or baboons trained to pick fruit. Yes, baboons. Pharaohs collected these creatures, believing they held secrets from the gods. You can almost imagine pharaohs curating their version of an Instagram pet account, sharing tales as mystical as they were majestic, not to forget the sacred ibises and worshipped falcons who soared above, the ancient avian predecessors to those backstage VIP passes you dream about. As you meander along these epic symbiotic tapestries, people, yes, the ancient humans of those bustling streets, take pause, filling their shared social circles with captivating gossip. One conversation thread, often unraveling faster than a kitten after yarn, was who married whom among the royal family. Pharaohs and their queens married each other to keep their lineage, well, transparently divine. These family dramas rivaled the juiciest series cliffhangers. Historians still debate whether these matrimonial ties cemented prosperity or perhaps set the stage for murky power plays behind the palace's carved doors. Secrets woven tightly and stored in the crevices of royal trust, like carefully curated playlists that never reached eager ears. These relationships honed the art of diplomacy while simply attempting to keep matters under proverbial wraps, or should I say, linen wraps. As day plunges toward dusk, ceremonies unfold once again within grand temples. Candles flicker their introspective waltz against elaborately detailed mosaics where priests come alive, mouth slivers of melodies directed at celestial beings. Imagine the atmospheric hum akin to binge-watching your comfort series, each ritual more captivating than the last, each prayer reverberating deeper than the Nile's whispered allegiances. Every movement in these times was orchestrated with almost divine precision. Processions meandered toward burial grounds, where sacred burial rites ensured grander narratives were met by an immortal audience that awaited. Tombs were not merely places of rest, but eloquently appointed afterlife palaces, fully furnished, elaborately decorated, and loaded with provisions as if a pharaoh was just taking an extended family trip and forgot to book return tickets. Looking on from your remote perch, the sun's warmth drifts into a tender embrace, chasing chills that dance playfully upon the Nile's surface. And the river? Oh, the river tells an ongoing story as intrinsic as any scroll, waiting for modern eyes to decode its mysteries. By nightfall, you'll reflect upon the day's tapestry with ease, knowing each thread offers yet another entry into the world history gently reassembles for those who dare listen. As if aiding this reflective ritual, the night flourishes magnificently, with the stars peering down like thousands of sleepy-eyed guardians. They remind you that rest is coming, and nestled behind every blink, stories are gently waiting, with visions of pyramids that pierce the sky, and pharaohs presiding elegantly across epochs of time. You sense the allure of sleep, beckoning you to dream into another chapter. And here, amidst the whispers and starlit oaths, you pause, relax, and wait for the night to unfold its mysteries around you. As the night deepens and wraps its calming embrace around the Egyptian sands, the world feels cloaked in a soft blanketed silence. Your weary feet tread softly on the cool earth as the city around you begins to shift into a serene lull. You find a quiet spot near the riverbank, where the gentle lapping of the waters forms a comforting rhythm against the backdrop of quiet nocturnal sounds. There's a sense of timelessness here as you gaze up into the star-speckled sky. Stars that have watched over the ages with the same calm curiosity. The pharaohs, now resting in their elaborate tombs, or perhaps dreaming their eternal dreams, once stood on this very earth, gazing at these same celestial bodies. You imagine them, pondering the vastness of the night sky, as if seeking wisdom or cosmic reassurance about their place in the grand tapestry of life. The thought is kind of humbling, isn't it? Almost like when you catch yourself wondering what it's all about at 3 a.m, scrolling through insightful quotes that pop up between memes. Speaking of which, let's take a soft detour into their afterlife beliefs. Now, here's where things truly get fascinating. The grand design of the afterlife was not just about resting in peace, but ensuring one got there with style and everything necessary, like the ultimate extended vacation. The Egyptians believed that life was just the rehearsal for eternity, and there were auditions for this with something called the weighing of the heart. Imagine weighing your heart against a feather, the ultimate moral litmus test. Pharaohs kept their ledgers neat because keeping karma in check was crucial. Pyramids didn't exactly have an express elevator to paradise otherwise. Historians still debate what precise significance this ritual held in societal terms. Was it purely religious, or did it mirror a deeper philosophical outlook on ethical conduct, or perhaps both? You can almost see a priest's stern gaze, cautioning against an evil deed, like how you'd be wary posting something you'll regret later. These were the lines that guided Egypt's journey from reverence to legend. In their quest for eternal balance, the Egyptians undoubtedly cracked a cosmic joke or two. Legends recount how early temples ensured their deities remained benevolently amused. Celebrations often included festivals infused with comedic entertainment, dances, and grand feasts. It's the equivalent of a modern comedy show, where the stakes were a lot higher than just getting thrown off the stage. Legend has it that the pharaoh Snefru would disguise himself and sail around on the Nile, delighting in the company of jesters. Imagine the word getting out about it. It's as if the pharaoh himself decided to ditch his entourage for a day, just to kick back and enjoy some genuine laughter. As the night deepens, the quiet ensues, and the conversations of the past fade to murmurs. The air seems entranced with ancient echoes, folding into the gentle caress of the soothing breeze. And as you close your eyes, a parade of ceremonial rituals, visions of elaborate golden masks, sacred felines with their regal posture, and a swirl of hieroglyphics expressing eternal chronicles, dances across your mind. The world around you is hushed, as if respecting the cherished moments of deep reflection. In these final reflections, you can sense how the sands, Nile waters, and golden eternities silently call you toward a place of peace. Here, tens of millennia blend seamlessly with your present thoughts, creating a union of solace stretched upon an immortal canvas. With each breath, gently surrendering to sleep, you find peace with the eternal cycles that cradle humanity's journey, wrapping comfort tightly around your dreams. As you slip further into the comforting repose of slumber, history's gentle narratives sing softly around you, and the night whispers once more of the dreams that await in the depths of Egypt's ancient heart, ensuring that you, too, are carried across the sands of time into the calm embrace of sleep. As you drift further into this softly woven tapestry of time, the night seems to hold you in a gentle lullaby. The air is a silky caress against your skin, whispering tales of ancient pharaohs and their timeless journeys. Even in the stillness, there's a hum, a resonance that vibrates with the echoes of life long past. You find yourself nestled in this serene embrace, swaddled in the golden light of history, where each detail shimmers with a story yet to be whispered. Your imagination sails like a gentle reed boat down the Nile, carried by the steady rhythm of the water, which seems to hum a tune older than history itself. It's a timeless river, not just flowing through the land, but through time, collecting stories in its silt that turn into whispered dreams as its reaches spill across the fertile soil. Here, the Nile is both mother and father, nurturing civilizations like a careful gardener, tending to seedlings with the patience of an age-old library curating its volumes. Picture yourself wandering through a moment from millennium past, surrounded by the grandeur of laborious artistry and the simplicity of human touch. The stone walls of these temples rise around you, adorned with hieroglyphics that sweep upward like ancient Instagram stories, immortalizing epic tales and daily lives alike. More permanent, yet less immediate, carved with purpose and patience that flip books of history hold. Every step echoes with the ancestral rhythm of footsteps traced through time, where artisans etched not just symbols, but emotion, marking joys, triumphs, trials, and the minutiae of days long gone. It's a narrative carved into the very bones of the earth, promising that each slice of sand and stone holds a secret flickering like the candle hidden behind your favorite bedtime reading nook. Time here feels less like a linear stream and more like a gentle, enveloping presence that wraps its soft moments around you. And then, in the distance, the pyramids lie anchored like grand sentinels, standing astute and resolute, keeping watch over the ages. Their silhouettes cut defiantly against the night sky, as seemingly indifferent to time's relentless march, as their creators intended. Historians continue to debate the extent of these monumental structures' cosmic alignments. Were they intended purely to honor the sun god, Ra, or perhaps to reflect a more comprehensive understanding of celestial movements, a cosmic calendar forged in stone? It's as if the ancient Egyptians sought to anchor their stories not just in the earth, but amongst the stars themselves, intertwining their fate with that of the celestial skies, astrology's ancestral roots, asking the heavens to reflect our quests for knowledge, much as we'd seek Wi-Fi when posting enthusiasm online in today's age. As your eyelids grow heavy with the weight of starlit dreams, you find your breathing slowing into the reassuring rhythm of the cosmos. The world spins softly on, steeped in quietudes that murmur encouragement. woven as delicately as Pharaoh's threads of eternal rest. And then, in this quietude, you feel them, the spirits of the ancients, who wrap themselves in linen and lore, stepping softly beside you. Their laughter, tempered with time, trickles through your consciousness as if within each mirth-filled breath. You, too, are woven into their legacy. Here, in this delicate balance between wakefulness and sleep, you understand that the ancients were dreamers, much as you are now. So, as the night cradles you gently, with its soft, knowing lull, you take a final deep breath, letting history's stories twirl gracefully into your dreams. Encased in Egypt's ageless sands and encumbered by its enduring myths, you allow yourself to sink further into the depths of sleep, dreaming alongside the pharaohs, where every heartbeat hums with their whispered secrets. Cherishing these moments of peace, you find yourself drifting deeper into the embrace of the starry Egyptian night, each second stretching out languidly as if time itself were reclining beside you, lazily tracing patterns across the sky. The desert air feels cooler now, a soft breath that whispers among the columns of ancient temples, stirring the sands with phantom echoes of past lives and long-forgotten serenades. In this serene cocoon, the rhythmic murmurs of the Nile seem to sing their age-old lullaby, telling of kings and queens, of victories and defeats, of love that transcended lifetimes and passions as fiery as the summer sun. This river, which once cradled the cradle of civilization, flows ever onward, a constant in a world of change, much like the comforting consistency of your favorite childhood blanket. Softening the burdens of reality with just a touch, you glance upward, where the constellations glimmer across the endless expanse like flecks of gold scattered by some ancient hand, each one a guardian watching over the dreams of yesterday and today. You can almost imagine the pharaohs themselves, gazing into this very sky, their hearts filled with wonder and longing as they contemplated their place in the universe. Were they not like us? Their minds wandering into the abyss of possibilities, dreaming of life beyond their mortal coils. Historians still puzzle over the precise alignment of stars with the pyramids, wondering if these celestial connections were intentional guides to eternity or simply cosmic coincidences. The earth beneath you holds a warmth that seems to rise from its depths, embracing you like an old friend who's come to share stories of adventures untold. It's an enchanted warmth, a radiant memory of sunlit days that blends with the night's embrace, whispering through the sands like the softest slippers found at the back of a closet, rediscovered and cherished anew. In these quiet moments, the gentle breeze carries with it tales of an extraordinary world where pharaohs reigned amongst their people, revered as both divine and dread. It's a realm where the sacred intertwines seamlessly with the everyday, blending life's richness into a canvas both vibrant and enigmatic. As you listen, you sense that these stories, much like old family legends, are best when recounted under the night sky, where imagination strolls freely. Pharaohs, with their grand processions and elaborate ceremonies, move through your thoughts with a regality that's akin to a historical drama unfolding in your mind. These rulers, often shrouded in mystery and wrapped in the trappings of godhood, lived lives laid bare only by the passing of ages, a finale worthy of millennia. We wonder about their personal quirks, those peculiar habits that remain hidden beneath layers of history. Did they, too, fear losing something precious? Or quietly cherish a moment of solitude, away from the demands of their kingdom? Did they ever pause to marvel at a particularly amusing story shared over a cup of spiced wine? As these lilting thoughts cocoon around you, the night cradles each one tenderly, mingling them with the scent of jasmine that clings to the air like a promise of dreams yet to unfold. And in this hushed world, as familiar as it is ancient, a world painted in shades of starlit mystery, you allow history to infuse your soul with the timeless rhythm that links us to past, present, and future. Your senses now bathed in tranquility, you close your eyes, surrendering to the weight of slumber that slides gently over you, as gentle as the passing breeze. In this quietude, where time stands silent, you drift on the edges of an eternal dream, woven with the threads of antiquity, assured in the knowledge that history communes with us all, still writing its stories, even in our sleep. And as you float softly into the depths of dreams, ancient Egypt and its noble pharaohs join you for this nocturnal soiree, walking side by side, whispering secrets shared only under the veil of night. Rest easy, my friend, beneath the shelter of stars, content in this gentle unity with history, where all stories find their place in the quietude of heartbeats shared. In the stillness of the night, the sands of Egypt cradle you with their ancient warmth, like a gentle lull that sings you into the depths of a cosmic embrace. The horizons are bathed in a subtle glow, soft and comforting, as if the very universe has laid a blanket of dreams over the world, whispering to everyone who dares to listen. You drift into this profoundly peaceful state, imagining the pharaohs themselves who once sought the wisdom of the stars. Their tales were not just etched on stone, but carried in the winds, whispers of immortality that linger like the scent of a beloved book passed down through generations, its pages worn but treasured. You feel connected to this timeless lineage, as if you could reach out and touch the threads of history woven into the fabric of your dreams. The desert's heart beats steadily, a lullaby of life that hums with the vitality of stories both told and untold, as soothing as the quiet moments between heartbeats. In your mind's eye, you wander through grand temples of towering columns and exquisite murals, where priests chant ancient hymns in a language as fluid as the river that birthed a civilization. The echoes of these chants seem to rise to the starry firmament, blending with the celestial harmony to create a symphony of eternity, a cosmic playlist that syncs perfectly with the rhythm of the universe. The stories of the pharaohs unfold before you, like the most vivid of dreams, each tale imbued with the vibrancy of a life lived in full. These rulers, caught somewhere between divine aspirations and human frailty, balance on the cusp of myth and reality. Their laughter, their fears, their quiet moments of introspection become yours for the night, shared like secrets whispered into the folds of linen sheets. The pharaohs were not just distant gods on high, but beings who felt deeply, loved passionately, and feared the shadowed unknown. Isn't it fascinating to think that despite the oceans of time between us, we share the same sky, ponder the same stars, and dream dreams crafted from the same ethereal threads? Historians might still speculate the true purpose of their grand monuments and cryptic texts. But tonight, under this boundless sky, you sense that these were love letters to the cosmos, declarations of unity with a world that transcends the physical. They speak of humanity's eternal quest for meaning, a desire to leave a mark on the universe as indelible as the constellations. And here, wrapped in this soft, embracing stillness, the night offers an understanding, a knowing that we are but echoes in a grand cosmic theater, each playing our parts with grace and wonder. It's a realization that feels oddly comforting, akin to the perfect conclusion of a narrative that gently wraps itself around you, promising sweet dreams. As your thoughts gently unfurl into sleep, you are held in the warm, eternal cradle of the desert night. Your journey through time, through dreams, and through shared stories weaves seamlessly into the tapestry of your history, the Pharaoh's whispers still lingering like a song at the very edge of consciousness. Allow yourself to drift into this comforting dance with eternity, where the sands of time hold no sway, and every moment is a cherished secret, kept safe beneath the watchful eye of the cosmos. Sleep softly, as the pharaohs smile their knowing smiles upon you, resting in the same divine, serene pocket of eternity. As you settle deeper into this quietude, the nightly symphony of the Egyptian desert lulls you into a state of tranquil reflection. The stars above seem to blink in gentle agreement, as if they too are ready to share the secrets they've held for so long. There's something inherently comforting about this shared silence, knowing that this very same sky has watched over countless generations, each with their own hopes, dreams, and stories. You imagine the pharaohs resting in their timeless tombs, surrounded by treasures meant to accompany them into the afterlife. Gold, jewels, finely crafted statues. These were not mere displays of wealth, but carefully chosen companions for a journey beyond the mortal veil. It's like painstakingly curating your playlist for the road trip of a lifetime, ensuring every beat complements the journey. In these tranquil hours, you contemplate one of the age-old debates about the pharaohs, whether they truly believed these offerings would secure their place in the afterlife, or if they were simply playing to the expectations of society and religion. Historians still debate the depth of these beliefs, pondering if they were expressions of faith or political maneuvering designed to maintain power in both this world and the next. It's a question as timeless as the sand itself, resonating with the complexity of human nature. The sands shift softly under the weight of ancient narratives as you delve further into the profound mysteries of the past. The tales of great dynasties weave through your thoughts like the breeze weaving through reeds by the river, each whisper a reminder of the strength and fragility of humanity. The pharaohs, despite their godlike status, were deeply human, with desires that would not be unfamiliar to us today. A thirst for love, legacy, and understanding. The rituals they performed were elaborate dances with the divine, carefully orchestrated to honor the gods and secure their favor. You imagine the flickering torchlight casting long shadows on temple walls as priests moved through their solemn choreography, their chants rising like incense towards the heavens. It's a scene that sits with you, a reminder that humanity has always sought connection with forces greater than ourselves, striving to intertwine the mundane with the celestial. Even as the rituals unfolded, life in ancient Egypt bristled with the vibrancy of human experience. Markets buzzed with the chatter of trade, families gathered under the sun to share meals, and the curious, timeless joy of children's laughter echoed along dusty streets. All around, artisans and workers plied their trades, contributing their craftsmanship to a society that was as complex and beautiful as the intricate hieroglyphics that adorned stone walls. As the first hints of dawn begin to brush the horizon with the softest of pinks, the nocturnal world of the pharaohs begins to surrender to waking life once more. The tranquil buzz of the desert night gently subsides, giving way to the bustling heartbeat of a new day. Yet in these moments between night and day, you find yourself cradled in the warmth of history's embrace, feeling the weight of these ancient dreams settle gently into place within your own heart. You breathe deeply, savoring the mingling aromas of ancient earth and fresh possibilities, allowing yourself to sink even deeper into this comforting tapestry of time, a blanket woven from the threads of human desire, divine aspiration, and the eternal yearning for meaning. And as sleep finally claims you, wrapping you in the gentle lull of history's whispers, you drift softly into the depth of dreams. The pharaohs, with all their magnificence and mystery, seem content to share the quietude of this moment with you, welcoming you into the eternal folds of their narrative. A story as rich and enduring as the desert sands, and as comforting as the shared memories of those who once breathed this very air. The landscape around you slowly transitions from the inky black of night to the softest shades of dawn. The air, crisp and still carrying the faint nighttime chill, cuddles up against your skin like a cozy throw. You sense the world gently waking, with a sleepy stretch that echoes through your body, connecting you across time with the unending cycle of day and night that has always been. Lying there, as the warmth of the rising sun begins to tease the horizon, you feel the whisper of bygone eras still lingering in the air. The sands are a tapestry of stories, each grain a keeper of secrets that stretch back to ancient Egypt's golden age. In your mind's eye, the immortal pyramids stand aglow in the first light, basking under the same celestial rhythm that guided their creation. It's easy to picture them as silent witnesses to the eternal ballet of the heavens, stations of grandeur in a world that never truly stands still. As you rest in this gentle space between sleep and waking, it's soothing to think about the routines that mark the start of a pharaoh's day. Imagine the palace bustling with life as the first rays of sun peeked over the horizon, heralding a chorus of birds and the soft rustle of palms swaying in a still tender breeze. In these early hours, advisors and servants would begin their orchestrated dance around the pharaoh, each task a carefully rehearsed part of the day's grand narrative. They prepared breakfasts that might resemble glorious feasts, fit for one who was both king and god. It's a far stretch from hastily grabbing a granola bar as you rush out the door, but the ritual of it isn't completely lost on us. Even the routine was infused with splendor. In the palace, pharaohs donned their regal attire, a time-consuming process that would rival even the most elaborate morning routine. Their clothing, rich in color and fine in fabric, was a testament to the artisan's craft, embodying the divine image they were meant to project. Ancient headdresses, crowns of gold entwined with symbols of power and protection, sat upon their brows, each piece a silent proclamation of status and strength. Imagine, if you will, the ancient equivalent of nailing the perfectly styled look, one that conveys confidence wrapped seamlessly in authority. Laughter floated through mosaic-tiled halls as family and advisors gathered to discuss the day ahead. A melange of voices filled the air, much like a crescendo of notifications pinging as you wake up, though hopefully with a little more coherence and a bit less spam. The palace was a place where monumental decisions were made, grand plans laid out with strategic precision. Similar to how you might sift through your various appointments, emails, and endless tasks, only their to-do lists involved the fate of nations, the tax regulation of territories, and occasionally preparing for an entire festival in the god's honor. But life wasn't all royal duties and doling out decrees for these storied rulers. Pharaohs found moments of solace in gardens where the quiet murmur of water lent their thoughts a tranquil rhythm. Nature, in its splendor and resilience, soothed their divine souls as effortlessly as the cozy purr of a cat in a sunlit window might ease ours today. Evenings gave the pharaohs a chance to unwind, naughty affairs of the state set aside. They might engage in the art of storytelling, reliving the adventures and myths that connected them to both past and future. It was a time of bonding, of reassuring oneself of one's place within the eternal narrative. It was there, nestled within the familiar comfort of loved ones, that dreams were spun anew. Dreams that would carry the imprints of their aspirations, fears, and loves. As these stories swirl around you, swirling like a gentle breeze slipping through the trees, you allow the echoes of these echoes, soothing as a lullaby, to drift across your consciousness. In this drowsy realm where history mingles with the tender present, you can feel the timeless essence of Egypt holding you with care and wonder. In the soft glow of dawn, pharaohs seem nearer now than ever, sharing in their quiet grace this intimate space of dreaming. You too are part of this narrative, woven into the tapestry of time with all the pharaohs who sought meaning beneath this expansive sky. It's a comforting thought, like a warm hug, reassuring you that your story is as vital as those that echo through the ages. So, with a gentle smile, you let yourself fade back into sleep. Let the tales of golden pharaohs lull you as tenderly as the first lullaby, where dreams flow alongside the Nile, carrying you softly into the heart of eternity's whispering sands. As the dawn transitions into a soft, golden morning, the world around you gently hums to life, each element awakening in its own time. The air is saturated with the warm aroma of earth and ancient secrets, filling your senses with the essence of a land steeped in time's own magic. You feel the sun's rays tentatively reaching down, enveloping you like a warmed blanket that has soaked up the morning's early light, coaxing you into the fullness of wakefulness. In this emerging day, the imagined daily life of a pharaoh unfolds further in your mind, vibrant and gently alive with possibility. It's a familiar dance through the enduring routines of daily governance, divinely appointed rituals, and the quiet moments in between. The lulls where even great rulers find solace in more mundane pleasures, like catching up on the latest scrolls from far-off lands, or perhaps taking a more reflective stroll along the palace gardens, letting their mind wander beneath the palms' rustle and the burgeoning birdsong that flutters with each new note. Every day, for a pharaoh, was a carefully crafted balance between duty and indulgence. They were figures of immense responsibility, shepherding the course of an empire, yet also patrons of art, culture, and sometimes merriment. You can almost hear the laughter trickling through ancient corridors as pharaohs surrounded themselves with musicians and poets, engaging in lively court gatherings where stories flowed as freely as the Nile's waters. It's not too difficult to draw parallels with today's dinner parties, where laughter and conversation weave into the evening air, crafting memories and filling spaces with warmth. Pharaohs also marked the rhythms of their lives with grand festivals, celebrations that shimmered under the desert sun, occasions full of joy, meaning, and reverence. These were no mere parties, but well-curated pageantry that honored the gods and bound the community in shared awe and gratitude. It's reminiscent of our best-loved holidays, the anticipation of something monumental that holds the power to pause the world even for just a day. And here's a quirky tidbit. The Egyptians believed in the power of dance as a form of worship and celestial communication. Picture elaborate dances performed with grace and precision, each movement an offering, a gesture to the gods, as vital as any spoken prayer. It's like sending energy out into the universe with the right hashtags, hoping it is seen by the right celestial powers, that if the heavens are watching, they too will be moved to grace you with favor. Historians still puzzle over the depth and nuances of these rituals. Were they purely for divine approval, or did they serve as necessary rites for maintaining societal harmony? Did pharaohs genuinely connect with these expressions, or were such performances designed to solidify their divine right amidst their earthly audience? These are the threads that time continues to unravel, leaving us with questions that blend seamlessly into the newest interpretations of ancient life. As the sun climbs higher, you ponder the kinds of conversations pharaohs might have had with their trusted advisors as they sought counsel while lounging in their colonnaded sanctuaries. Did they strategize conquests over lush figs and sweet wine, or engage in philosophical debates about the stars' meanings and the turning cycle of life? There's a gentle charm to imagining a pharaoh looking out over their realm, pondering not just the world of the living, but the vast and uncharted territories of the later world too. And now, as the soundscape of ancient Egypt gently fades into a modern chorus of morning birds and the subtle hum of the world beginning anew, you allow yourself a contented sigh. The narrative thread of the pharaohs' lives, so richly imagined, releases its gentle grip, leaving a soft impression on your heart, a reminder of the exquisite dance of history and the timeless nature of human dreams. You awaken fully now, cushioned by the glow of what seems like ancient wisdom, with a newfound sense of connection to the vast tapestry we all inhabit. It's like having shared coffee with a long-departed friend, their stories lingering sweetly on your tongue, promising a day ahead that glows just a little bit brighter with the warmth of history's embrace. With a final nod to the pharaohs who have shared their divine tale, you rise, feeling the sands welcome at your back as you journey into the gentle light of your own day, carrying with you the quiet rhythms of Egypt's storied past and a universe endlessly intertwined. In the gentle rise of full daylight, the world around you gleams with a sense of freshness, a promise of new beginnings woven with the golden threads of the past. The landscape is alive with a chorus of sounds, the harmonious blend of bird songs, the soft rustle of leaves stirred by a gentle breeze, and the distant murmur of the awakening world. Each note is a reminder that life, like the narratives of history, is a continuous symphony, one that weaves together moments into a vast tapestry. As you start your morning, there's a sensation of carrying with you the echo of ancient Egypt, as if the whispers of the pharaohs are a gentle presence, guiding you through the day as if sharing a knowing nod. The stories shared during the quiet of night linger like a cherished melody, one that plays in the background, offering comfort and connection to generations long past. With each step, you're reminded that these tales of the ancient rulers are as much a part of your world as the everyday routines that shape your life. You can almost feel the intricate balance the pharaohs had to maintain, straddling the line between divine identity and mortal existence. They were rulers defined by the stars and the earth, challenged to uphold the cosmic order, just as we, 2. Seek balance within our chaotic modern lives. It's like juggling numerous tabs on your web browser, hoping to capture just the right answer or insight from each open window. As you go about your day, imagine the courts of Egypt bustling with activity, advisors consulting on matters of land and legacy, artisans practicing their crafts with care and dedication, and families woven together in the tapestry of everyday life. Each role, each task had a purpose in the grand design, much like the myriad details that collectively form our present. It's intriguing to think that those echoes of responsibility and ingenuity resonate even now, bridging the past with the present. There's a particular magic in knowing that the pharaohs were patrons of creation, fostering an environment where art, music, and architecture flourished under their reign. Their world, albeit ancient, truly thrived on an appreciation of the finer intricacies of life, the harmonious blend of beauty and practicality. Isn't that something we still strive for today? To create spaces, moments, and expressions that embody the essence of our existence? And yet, the pharaohs were more than distant figures lifted on high. They were parents, friends, and, at times, individuals seeking solace from the weighty crown. They experienced joy and sorrow, laughter and frustration, timeless emotions that bind us all, transcending the eons. In keeping the divine harmony, they must have felt the same heartbeats of humanity that we do. The nuanced symphony of life that plays on, regardless of era or empire. In this moment of reflection, when the stories of pharaohs flow like the calming cadence of the Nile through your thoughts, you're encouraged to find your own rhythm, to accept that your narrative, much like theirs, is an evolving saga. You are not just a witness to history, but an active participant in your own rite of passage. As daylight fully embraces you, the comforting shadows of Sankara seem to retreat, leaving you with the nourishment of their ancestral wisdom. You carry this quiet guidance with you, a reminder that life is much like the eternal sands of Egypt, constantly shifting, yet forever holding the intricate beauty of all who tread its path. So, take a deep breath, feeling as though you've shared a moment as timeless as the pyramids' enduring vigil. With this newfound kinship with the past, step forward into the day, ready to write your own chapter within the boundlessly unfolding scroll of history. And perhaps tonight, as the stars return to their watchful post in the darkened skies, you'll again find yourself nestled in dreams, woven by the whispers of ancient worlds, cradled within the tender narrative of life everlasting. As the vibrant tapestry of your day unfolds, you feel a gentle assurance carried from the whispers of history, nudging you along your path. Moments of modern life continue to weave their kaleidoscope around you, each thread shimmering with the essence of the pharaoh's influence, whose tales now blend seamlessly into the rhythm of your daily life. You move through your routines with a lightness, feeling a connection with those ancient stewards of civilization, those who once walked their sun-drenched corridors, pondering over matters both grandiose and mundane. Their lives, steeped in rituals and routine, reflect our own as we navigate through meetings, errands, and those delightful moments of serendipity that sprinkle wonder into the everyday script. It's comforting to remember that even rulers of great empires were wont to stumble upon life's unexpected joys, finding happiness in the simplest of gestures, just as we do in our own world. So you journey through your day, wrapped in a sense of purpose, each task a brushstroke on the ever-expanding canvas of your life, Conversations with friends and colleagues echo the lively exchanges that might have filled the courts of ancient Egypt, where ideas and inspirations flowed as freely as the Nile itself. The wisdom from these age-old narratives gently reminds you to cherish such exchanges, recognizing that in dialogue, as in history, we are all participants in an eternal story. Our voices mingling like a chorus harmoniously tuned to the song of life. Imagine for a moment the banquet halls of the pharaohs filled with laughter and the clinking of goblets, gatherings that celebrated not just the harvest, but the hearts and souls of those who contributed to the kingdom's prosperity. Aren't our gatherings, with shared meals and quiet conversations under the stars, reflections of this age-old tradition? The essence of fellowship persists, threading its way through time, connecting us with the jubilation of the past. There's a sense of awe in realizing that your narrative is interwoven with theirs, a thread in the grander tapestry stitched across centuries. Whether you find yourself in a crowded cafe or seated at your kitchen table, the laughter and connection are timeless. Echoes of ancient celebrations that honored the fabric of community, just as you do today. As your day winds down and shadows stretch long across the earth, you find peace in small rituals. Sipping your evening tea, watching as the steaming mug mirrors the gentle caress of sunset upon a distant horizon. You allow the lessons of the pharaohs to blend effortlessly with the backdrop of a modern world, realizing that, like them, you too are crafting a history textured by everyday moments and luminous desires. Evening envelops your space with a comforting hush, much like the amen of a song that has echoed through the halls of beautiful antiquity. Rest finds you once more under the canopy of stars familiar to all who have walked this earth. Their promises hold steady, faithful witnesses to our shared existence, and as you ready yourself for sleep, the muted rhythms of ancient life beat softly alongside your own. You take one last glance toward the inky heavens, sprinkled with diamonds of old, feeling gratitude for the connection you hold with the past. You are at ease, aware that even as the sands of Egypt settled into their ancient cradles, your thoughts drift alongside theirs, united in dreams where the boundaries of time dissolve into whispers. So, as you tuck yourself into bed, feeling the rituals of day blend seamlessly into the hush of night, rest easy. Let the dreams of pharaohs gently cradle you in their arms, their ageless stories bidding you a tender good night. Here, in this tranquil embrace, find solace that history holds you warmly, as tomorrow unfolds yet another page in your wondrous journey. As you wrap yourself in the folds of a cozy blanket, the soft embrace of sleep gently beckons, leading you back into a world where the sands of time shift quietly under a starlit canopy. The night weaves itself around you like a warm cocoon, a tender invitation to drift into the realm of dreams, where stories as old as the earth itself reside in timeless harmony. The world outside fades away, replaced by the soft whispers of Egypt's ancient past, where pharaohs stroll once more in your thoughts. Their presence is serene and knowing, almost as if they're companions keeping you company, guiding you through the meandering paths of your slumber. You imagine their rich tapestries of life, painted vividly by the intricate dance of royalty, duty, and divine purpose. A dance as breathtakingly deliberate as it is spontaneous. Floating gently between the waking world and dreamscape, you sense the rhythmic pulse of history's heart, echoing the very essence of what it means to exist, to feel, to dream. This rhythm cradles you in its timeless embrace, offering a soothing lullaby of whispered promises and ancient wisdoms. It's not unlike the peaceful hum of daily life, the soft buzz of a distant conversation, the rhythmic tick of a clock, or the calming whoosh of a fan night after night. Within this delicate space, imagine the journey of the pharaohs, their dreams grandiose, their fears palpable. Yet, encased within this grand narrative, they were storytellers just like us, seeking connection, yearning for meaning in the vast expanse of the universe. Much like setting your personal goals, great and small, abundantly aware of the stars above that whisper encouragement along the way, the mystery surrounding their lives becomes less a question of historical dimensions and more a narrative of the human experience played over and over, a symphony as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. You muse silently, contemplating the bridge between the worlds of yore and here, empathy the pillars that sustain it. Under the watchful eyes of the celestial guardians, the patterns of the ancient sands reflect back the light of the moon, bathing you in a gentle glow. The breath of the desert carries stories that weave through your dreams, stitching each narrative patch into a quilt that warms as you travel deeper into the recesses of the subconscious. It's the comforting realization that these dreams, these tales, are part of the collective tapestry of existence, ongoing and resilient. As sleep envelops you fully, the tales of Egypt's pharaohs play softly, like the fading melody of a lullaby carried on desert winds. Their stories are eternal, echoed in the night by the timeless cycle where beginnings flow into endings, and endings sweetly into new beginnings. Here within this gentle cosmic rhythm, find your rest. Night cradles you in its gentle arms as wisps of dreams guide you towards morning's gentle embrace. Let the soothing chorus of ancient dreams and whispered tales lull you into a deep and peaceful slumber. As the night's journey continues, rest easy, knowing you are companioned in spirit by all who have walked this wondrous path before you. Allow yourself to sink deeper into this abyss of quiet healing, where time's boundaries are non-existent and only peace remains. The dawn will find you soon enough, with the warmth of a new chapter to explore. Until then, lay softly in the cradle of night, embraced by dreams that shimmer through the stars, whispering sweetly to join their endless, comforting dance.